going on, guys? So it's kind of a crap day. It's getting cold again, but it's supposed to be nicer this week, and I mean we're in May now. So I'm gonna bring the Nova home. So my plan today, move this car over a little bit, clean up the side, so if I got to, I can seat the car in if it's gonna really rain or anything like that. But for right now, move the blue truck on the street. My old man's gonna come pick me up. We're gonna go see if it'll fire up. Gotta get a few tools. Got the battery jump box charging, so next thing you'll see hopefully is the car idling. All right, well, snafu. So we got to the car, cranked over, started running, but it runs real bad. It's missing on 3 cylinders, so I'm gonna figure that out. What's going on, guys? So it's the next day. I ended up coming back. I ended up putting a set of plugs in this thing. Solved all my problems, so it fired right up. I do get some ATF because for some reason this thing decided to yak its guts out, which I'm sure storage people love. Yeah, plugs are out. I don't know, I might mess with the Cobra while I'm here today too, but I'm hoping I just get this thing out, maybe get idling in the parking lot, and I'll take my truck home, get it all switched around, and come back and get it later on tonight. Alright, what's going on, guys? So, been a couple days, but I got the Nova home. Ran like crap, so I'm doing some messing around with it, a little bit of tuning and stuff like that. Ended up replacing a distributor, and it seemed to straighten itself out, so I don't know what the deal is with that, but it is what it is. So I figured to give you a quick rundown on the car. I built this thing last winter, like you know, a year ago type thing, year and a half ago, all over Instagram. So if you ever want to go back and see everything day by day, you can kind of see it. But it's 71 Nova SS, small block, 4-speed originally. When I got it, there's no driveline in it. When I got it, actually the guy had put it on a rotisserie. Front subframe was out, no front clip whatsoever, just firewall back. Rear end was out of it, suspension was out of it, no interior whatsoever. Dash was out, everything was all apart. Thing was sandblasted pretty much down to bare metal, but it was a real solid car. Solid floors, rear frame section was solid, the trunk was good, trunk floor. It had quarters put on it at some point. They were done nicely. The doors were solid but dented up. So, you know, deck lid, everything was nice. Came with fenders. I'm pretty sure I did lower fenders on it. I don't really remember. I put door skins on it for sure. And then the quarters, they were just tack welded on. So I, I welded those on properly and then body worked them. Otherwise, I mean, it's a real solid car. It was an old drag car at some point. That's why it didn't end up so rusty. Interior is pretty plain Jane. I ended up finding a set of bucket seats out of like a 73.4 Novas that the guy told me. The carpet's kind of ratty. You know, the dash is just some miscellaneous one I found, put in there, missing the dash pad. I put brand new door panels on, so I found a set. And then the back seat, I actually bought a parts car, so it's just plain Jane vinyl. Like the back section doesn't match the front, but it's all together. It is what it is. I've been tracking down trim, so I found some trim here. I'm going to be putting that on at some point. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. It's got, you know, nice bumpers, all that. Set of American racing wheels on it. Skinnies up front, just 4-inch wide. But yeah, so I mean, and then when I put the car together, so it has all new bushings and all that in the front end and everything. It's got tubular control arms, disc brakes, the 12-bolt posi rear end, just a small block Chevy with turbo 350. So I got a stall in it, and then it's, you know, cam intake, you know, Holly carb headers, just kind of the basics. Fun little car, runs pretty good. It does its thing. But I mean that's kind of it. I'm sure I'll make a video driving around, doing some burnouts, all that sort of stuff. But yeah, it's good for what it is. I got to get the garage kind of cleaned up because the weather's kind of hit and miss here, and I'd rather this thing not sit outside a whole bunch. But hey, it is what it is. So I'm thinking if I can get the garage cleaned up, slide the car over, because I'm not going to use the man door a whole lot. Slide the 55 over, clean all this junk off my workbench, as it turns out, and get the stuff put away. I actually managed to find a Muncie 4-speed, just an M20, but still worked out pretty good. Got a good deal on that. So I'm fighting out if I want to put that in this thing. I really want an automatic because it's just easier to drive, and I guess maybe I'm just getting old. But yeah, that's it. That's what I'm going to be doing the rest of the day. Probably clean this up, maybe I'll get on that tomorrow. That's the car. Like I said, I'll do some more videos on it, but yeah, that's probably it for now. Probably kind of a funny video. 3 or 4 clips of this thing not running, and then sitting in the driveway still not running, but that's how she goes. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, like everything, and tell your friends. All right, guys, on to the next one.